Gamer nerds and developers gather round as this week we dive into the world of custom animation on this week's 10-Minute Tuesday. Well, hello everybody, my name is Ben Flanders with Learn Create Build Academy, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking all about Piskel, which is a super cool and free online editor for animated sprites and pixel art. Now, why is this important? Why do we care about pixel art or animating that artwork? Well, for one, a lot of the times when we're working and making new games in Construct 3, it's fun to create our own custom sprites which represent characters, objects, or pretty much anything in our game. Now, rather than just having stationary objects in the game, having some movement and motion can really elevate that game to a next level and make it a lot better. That being said, how does one take a still image and convert it into something that moves and makes sense within the fluidity of a video game? Well, I'm glad you asked because this resource is really cool and it's going to teach you how to do just that. Alright, so to start off, you want to go to your web browser and go to piskelapp.com. That'll bring you to this main web page right here. Now, to give you an example of what we're going to be working towards today, here is a really cool picture of Mega Man running, right? And as you guys can kind of get a preview, it's made up of several different still images that are all pixel art. But the end goal is to end with something similar to this and be able to use it in our own game. When you get into the application, you can either sign in or just go straight into creating your new sprite. So this is what you're going to see when you go to create a blank sprite. And there's a few different things I wanted to point out to you guys and tell you how it works. Similar to any other paint program, this is our canvas right here, a square grid where we can place individual pixels and begin our animation. Now, these four boxes on your screen here are how you can change from 1 pixel to 4 pixels, and that's going to allow you to make thick lines and skinny lines in your design. Right here we have the eraser tool, which is great for erasing mistakes, which can also be changed the size of. Here is the fill bucket tool, which is really good for filling in sections of your design that are all the same color, save you some time in your pixel art. Here are your shape tools. So the rectangle tool and the circle tool will help you get close to that perfect shape you are looking for in your design. And two other tools that I think are super important are the movement tool. So if you have a drawing that you need to shift over in your canvas, you can select this hand and move that. And also the color picker tool, which we've discussed in other videos, but basically it's going to allow you to select a color in your drawing and it'll pull that color for you so that you can use it. Color matching is really important in pixel art. So that being said, I'm going to give you guys a quick little example of just a drawing and how to import new frames and get your animation started. Alright, so I've gone ahead and drawn Edward the Stickman, and as you guys can see, he is up here in our number 1 frame spot. And if you look over here, you can actually see Edward up in this preview. Now, Edward's not going to be moving simply because there's only 1 frame. In order to simulate animation with our sprites, we have to create multiple frames, which is basically a still image that we can play rapidly in quick succession in order to mimic the animated look. Think of it like a flip book. Alright, so in order to add these frames, we can click on the Add New Frame button, which will allow us to have more frames for us to draw other drawings in. However, one really important thing with animation is you have to keep it very close to the original sprite. And what I mean by that is what I'm going to do is I'm going to click duplicate this frame. So now I have 2 frames that are the exact same, and all I'm going to do is highlight my second frame, the one that I want to be changed, and I'm going to make minor changes to it so that it'll look like Edward is moving when we're all said and done. Alright, so just for the little stick figure that I have, you can see that we've actually created some motion for our sprite, which is really cool. It looks like he's almost kind of walking, and this is going to take your game or your sprite to the next level because it's not just a still image when you're moving it around. Those are the main tools that you're going to be working with as far as creating your sprite. Again, if you guys did want to change your colors or anything, there is a color selection tool with thousands of different options for you, so you can get really detailed with your drawing. One other really important thing will actually be saving your file so you could come back in and work on it at a later date, or exporting it so you could use it in your project. If we come down here, you guys will see that there is a Save Disk button. This is going to allow you to save your file, give it a title and description, and save it into your computer so that you could work on it at a later time. However, if you wanted to actually use this in your project, you'd have to export it, which is this button right here that looks like a picture. And when you click on it, you have a few different options. You can save it as a GIF, so that when you open it, it would constantly be looping how you have it right here on your preview screen, or as a PNG, which would allow you to save the individual pictures so that you can import them into some other software and make that animation look for yourself. So one other great thing about this website is the example sprites, which are not only great for you to see how certain sprites move and what movement techniques you can use in your own designs, but also to give you some creative inspiration. For example, we can click on this llama preview and it'll show us all of the different sprites so that we can take a look at how they did their artwork, how they did the positioning, and then also see the preview and what that looks like as a finished product. So these samples are definitely a good resource for you as well to learn how to make your sprites look as if they're moving fluidly. Now, let's say you've already made sprites in a different program. There's actually one more feature I wanted to tell you guys about Piskel, which is super cool. So if I go into Create Sprite, you can actually import existing images into your frames, which is going to be super cool. You can find sprites and sprite maps online, which will give you all of the different animations, and this will just get you in the habit of seeing it more so than anything else. But you can actually import pictures in and create your own animations that way. So I've gone ahead and done that here with one of my favorite characters, Mega Man. I took these images and imported them in one by one in the frames, and you guys can see we have this really cool and clean jumping animation, which we can alter by increasing the frames per second or slowing them down, just to give you guys a good look at what all the frames are doing. So again, if you wanted to see what all these individual pictures look like, you can click back through and just see all the different changes that were made between each frame. But this is a really awesome look at our sprites, and a really cool way to see this is the end goal, right? If you have a custom sprite and you have it looking like this in your game, that's going to be awesome versus just a still image hopping around on the screen. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this has helped. I'm really interested to see what you guys can do by utilizing this technology. If you guys have other questions about Piskel or anything else, definitely be sure to leave them in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!